Hey folks, I'm Tom Vasel. Welcome to the best of the 2017 with the Dice Tower. And this time, we're taking a look at the top sellers of 2017. Now, obviously, I don't have all the statistical analysis from all stores and distributors, so I'm just going by data that I got from Cool Stuff. Cool Stuff is one of the sponsors of the Dice Tower, and they sell a ton of games online, so I figured that that's a good source to go to. So I'm going to be giving you the top 10 selling games of the year, and we're going to do this by number of units sold, which surprisingly is different than you might think. Because I thought, oh, there'd be a bunch of small games on there, but not really. Number 10 is Pandemic Legacy Season 1. This game's still going strong. And the cynical people might sit there and go, well, that's because people finish it and have to buy a new copy. But really, most people aren't playing through it twice. Most people are just telling other people it's a great game. It's number 1 ranked on Board Game Geek, so there, I would just assume that's the popularity of this game is doing really well. Number 9, Pandemic Legacy Season 2, which is very impressive considering it just came out like a month ago. But the hype for this game was, humongous, and hype is the reason a lot of games have sold here, I'm sure. But I think the hype is justified. It's a lot of fun, and I guess we'll probably see it on the best-selling list of 2018. Who knows? Number 8 is Codenames Duet. Now, Codenames itself is extremely popular, although the popularity and selling of Codenames has dipped some, but then again, they come out with Codenames Marvel and Disney this year, as well as Codenames Duet, the 2-player version of this one. This one came out halfway through the year. A lot of people like 2-player games, this cooperative nature of this one, so number 8. Number 7 was no surprise to me, and that's Century Spice Road. I figured this one would do extremely well anyway. This very simple concept of pick cards up, play cards, go around a table. This one has really wide appeal. I know not everyone likes it, but most people I played it with have really enjoyed it, and because it's easy to play, pick up, and learn, it's on the list. Number 6 is a surprise to me, and that's Santorini. Now, this was on my top 10 of the year. I really like Santorini. But I didn't expect as many people to like it. Maybe it's because it just looks so good and the picture looks different. The artwork is fresh but yeah, surprise. Number 5 is Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective Jack the Ripper. Sherlock Holmes has had a resurgence of popularity in recent years, probably because the guys on Shut Up and Sit Down really, really enjoyed the game and pushed it a lot. And so this newer version of the game is just doing extremely well. So I should probably get around to playing that version. Number 4 is Charterstone. I didn't expect Charterstone to be on the list. I knew Charterstone was popular. I knew there was a lot of pre-orders for Charterstone, but wow. I'm curious to see how Charterstone will look in 4 or 5 years when we look back at Charterstone. Like, how did Charterstone end up being in the pantheon of games, and what do people think of it now? It is a good game, so that's pretty interesting. Number 3 is Terraforming Mars. This extremely popular game that really took off as the year started. People said, I want to get this game, I want to get this game. So when it comes in stock, I know it sells very well. 2 expansions released this year. More expansions probably coming next year. There you go. Number 2, the Spiel des Jahres winner, King Domino. When you win in the Spiel des Jahres, you sell a lot of games anyway, but this one also does well because it's so easy for people to get to the table. It's the gateway game of the year in a sense. Where, hey, I mean, I don't like King Domino, but I still can see the appeal that it has to a lot of people, and it just has done extremely well. And then number 1, and this one surprised me. Number 1 is number 1 in both number of units sold and total dollars amount sold, and that is Scythe. Still going strong. 2016 was the year of Scythe. That's the year it came out. Won lots of awards, best game of the year, all that sort of stuff. But it's still extremely popular. And Scythe is one of those games that, love it or hate it, you have to admit it. You go to these places where there's the cult of the new and people are all playing new games, and you're still seeing Scythe being played. And that's the mark of a game that's going to last for a while. Now, I mentioned that I was doing this by units sold. If you stick in dollar amounts, then Terraforming Mars moves from number 3 to number 2. King Domino kind of falls off the list because it's such an inexpensive game. Charterstone moves up to number 3. Number 4, Mansions of Madness jumps on the list, the 2nd edition of that. And number 5 is Pandemic Legacy Season 2. And 6, Feast for Odin pops on the list because, again, that's an expensive game. Anyway, I thought this kind of data is interesting. Again, realize that I know this does not count for data across the board. This doesn't include Kickstarters that deliver themselves and things like that. But I still think it's an interesting thing to see what the trends of the year are. Until next time, I'm Tom Vasel, and you've been watching Best of 2017 with the Dice Tower.